Welcome, people of the internet.
Wow.
I am the Slug Lord, Barney, as you can tell by my slug outfit, and you're watching the first ever Clickfire Impronauts break the internet. By the end of this, you won't have a modem, if they're still a real thing. Cool. And we're playing some games today. We're just going to be doing some random shit. Just as a warning, we will be swearing as well, so be careful if you don't like swearing. This show will have swearing in it. As I said, I'm your Slug Lord Barney. What's going to happen today is we're going to play some games for you. It's worth keeping an eye on the bottom of the screen where we will be calling for you guys to write live prompt chats in the chat. Live prompt chats in the chat. I've done this before, and that will help affect all of the show. So before we start, if you guys could give us an invention you'd like to see in the future and write in the comments, and we might be using it later on in the show. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce our actors in this today, my fellow slugs in the Slug Kingdom, as of course it is the future where slugs rule the world after the Slug Uprising of 2035. I know time. Introduce yourself, slugs.
Hi, I'm Helena. I'm a slug, I'm from Earth, and I'm slimy.
Hello, I'm Paul, 25, slug, Caucasian male, and am ready to entertain you with my slime.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm from Earth. I'm also a slug, but unfortunately any features that would define me as such is conveniently hidden underneath this giant saucepan. So
Hi.
Sorry about that.
Hello, I'm Sophia. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. That was worth it.
Hi everybody, I'm Damien. Being a slug's all right. I'm going through a bit of a dry spell at the moment though.
Oh.
Everyone
no.
type F in the chat for Slug Damien. Cool, right. We're all going to make a start. And our first game is called Wrestlers, which is slug for wrestlers. This is going to be a game in which Jack and Paul are going to be wrestlers or wrestlers, just to remind you, keep that slug dictionary by your feet at all times. They're going to give some speeches like they're going to do a big fight, some speeches, some sneezes. It's all going on down here. So before we start,
Intimidation.
we would like you to give us some wrestler names. We want Paul and Jack to have some dumb future wrestler names, so they can talk utter shit to each other. So whilst this all comes in, I appreciate all the Fs coming into chat. Take a moment for the whatever we were pressing F for. But yeah, so while we're waiting for some wrestler names to come on through, let's talk to our people. Paul, you pumped? Pumped,
I'm ready.
slug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm oozing. I've got my shell on standby. I'm ready to go.
Nice. Jack, how you feeling? You feeling up to challenge?
I'm excited, but again, the excitement is being contained within this convenient pan. If the excitement comes too much, I've got a second pan to balance on a kind of system.
Beautiful.
Like, we'll see how this works in post. Like, you know, we can add more pans. Like, we can call up Industrial Light and Magic to add more pans.
Beautiful. Well, we've got our names through. Congratulations, Paul. You are no longer Paul. You are the Mighty Slugger. Oh, the Mighty Slugger. And fighting against the Mighty Slugger today will be not Jack anymore, but the Deviated Septum. A strong, powerful wrestling name indeed. So, starting with the Mighty Slugger. Give us your best wrestling speech, and in the chat, give us who you think's going to win this slugging challenge. Take it away.
All right, Deviated Septum, you better get ready, because the mighty slugger is coming. I'm going to throw you down and slide you out of the ring on some slime. I might look like a corduroy dick, but I'm going to break you and snap you. I might not have a backbone, but I'm about to grab your septum and deviate it further than it's ever been deviated before. You can look me right in my eyes on stalks and know that you are going down.
Oof, nasty. Well, let's hear the riposte. It's time for the Deviated Septum.
You want to go? You want to go, brother? It sounds like you're a little bit salty. I have this conveniently here. Oh, They call me the deviated septon because I'm piercing left, right, and centre. I hope a septon is the little bit in between your nose. It's also the name of the part that divides your heart perfectly in half, because you've been heartbroken by all the trauma that you've been through life. You better not be in the vegetable packs, because I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna tip you over like a salmon on a plate. That's relevant.
Oh, fighting words and mildly educational there from the deviated septum. But now it is down to you, audience. Who won? Was it the deviated septum, or was it the mighty slugger? Vote now, because this is definitely the fairest way of doing this. Ooh.
You know what? This mighty slugger?
What do you want, deviated septum?
I think we can team up. You know, we're quite similar in some ways. We're quite deviant.
I made an ancient vow, deviated septum, to only team up with invertebrates, and you, by definition, are a bone or cartilage.
Well, I've got a bone to pick with you, and it's these 3 tickets to Disneyland. I've got a spare one. You know, I'm just asking if you've got. You know, I'm just like, do you want to go? I'm just trying to be polite here.
I really hate to break up this vicious talk, but we have a winner. Congratulations, it is the deviated septum.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Screw you.
Yes.
Screw you, slugger.
Congratulations, your prize is even more Disneyland tickets. Congratulations. Beautiful. Okay, cool. So that's Rasslers. That's the kind of complicated nonsense you're going to get today when we talk utter crap even more for the next 50 minutes. On to the next game, though. For this next game, as you could possibly see from down here, we're going to need a 4-word futuristic story title, preferably from the future. And what we're going to do is a game called Sound Effects. In it, we're going to have Jack and Helena and Sophia and Damien, in which Helena and Sophia are going to give us a nice story about that with the 4-word title that you guys are going to give. And then underneath it, we're going to have Jack and Damien giving us sound effects, which are going to help spice up the action. So let's get some 4-word story titles from the future. Ooh, do you know what? We've got one already. I'm going to plonk it in. We have a huge pirate spaceship battle. That is your prompt for today. Person at the top left will start. Go in the order that feels satisfying to you guys. Take it away.
I sounded the battle alarm. Pirate spaceship had been sighted through the space periscope. What could I tell my captain?
This is right. This is right.
That's the sound of the parrot that's sat on my shoulder. He's really goddamn annoying. I think I'll shoot him later in the story.
So what's the deal with politics these days?
Asked the captain of the spaceship. I told him, don't you remember, Captain? We're at war. Space pirates have overrun the galaxy.
Pew, 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 pew.
Can't you hear them complaining? Can't you hear the people sing? That's the sound of the people singing for your tyranny. I said.
The pirates had taken over our radio waves, almost like some kind of unauthorized radio station that they couldn't put a name on. And they were playing their anthem to freedom from space tyranny, the freedom to roam the stars. And I felt my allegiance beginning to turn.
My old creaking bones meant that I turned my neck out into the porthole, and there I saw this huge pirate spaceship coming towards us.
And welcome back to Pirate Radio 101. Today we've got yet more performances of Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. And then up next at 2 o'clock, you guessed it, Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen.
My slight wavering in loyalty to the Empire was immediately destroyed when I remembered that the pirates only knew one song apart from their anthem. Time to man the space cannons, Captain.
I heard them turning up the bass on "Call Me Maybe," and I thought I really better get them space cannons on the go.
I just met you, and this is crazy. Here's my number.
The pirates had released a remix. I just couldn't decide where my loyalties lay. I decided to hoist a flag of surrender and fire a cannon.
I did those two things and turned to my parrot and asked the age-old question one always asks a parrot. Where should my loyalties lie, parrot?
I don't know. I'm a centrist.
I killed that parrot and decided to hand myself over to the pirates, throw myself on their mercy.
I threw myself down at the ship and said, "Call me your friend."
We'll call you maybe.
The pirates
And there we
said,
go. What a story. I was waiting for that. That was the perfect ending to a perfect day. Oh, beautiful. Okay, for our next game, we're going to need Jack to take away the sound so he can't hear us
Right,
anymore.
I'm going to mute the sound from the computer while I clear up all this salt that somehow formed in the sofa.
It is
So I
Fatal
can't hear
Slugs.
anything now. I can't hear anything.
Don't know what he's doing. It's Fatal Slugs. Very rude. Okay, so while Jack's gone, we need some kind of world-changing event. Because in this game, he's going to be playing a world leader, and everybody else is going to be playing journalists who are going to be asking questions which will allow Jack to try and guess what the world-changing event is. Should make sense when we start going, but all I need you guys to give me now is some weird things that could happen. You see, we've actually got some crazy shit coming through. Do you know what? I'm going to go with this one because I think it could lead to the weirdest stuff. Let's go with an inversion of gravity. Gravity has gone the wrong way because that's future-y. Because in the future, there's no gravity. Cool. So we'll bring back in our boy Jack. Give him a wave, everybody. Even at home, give him a wave.
I'm back.
He's back. Okay. Welcome, lead president of the Slugs. You will now do a press conference on the world-changing event. Proceed.
Thank you very much. I will take now all questions from my loving audience. Yes, the woman hanging from the ceiling like some kind of bat creature.
Yes, hello. My publication is Physics Weekly. What in the blazes?
Listen, physics is fundamentally against the slug nation. We just don't believe in it. But, we know. And ultimately, we don't really care about what you think because you're not voting for me. So, screw it. All right, yes, the cheese grater lady.
Hello, I am Melanie and I write for Playboy magazine. Isn't this exciting that none of us have to be tied down anymore?
I mean, I've been a little tied up, if you will. I have not been in the best situation. I am really roping it in. All right, next question. Yes, the man with the salmon shirt and the white void.
Yeah, Plump Scallion from Extreme Sports Monthly. What does this mean that now that for the extreme sports industries, now that getting some sweet air on a 900 isn't as impressive anymore? Everyone can do it.
Listen, gravity was always overrated, right? Look, there's like 4 forces in the universe: gravity, love, politics, and love. and gravity was always objectively the worst one. Just because all the gravity's gone and everyone's just floating around above the Earth's crust, it doesn't mean that we still can't run a society.
Damn, he got that quick. Jack is on it today. He is now Smart Slug. Sorry, Helena, you're no longer Smart Slug. But there we go. Jack being a successful conference boy now. Next game, we need pretty much, let's get a banner going so you guys know what to put in. We'll need a futuristic phrase for us to start off our conversation, because what's about to happen is Paul and Sophia are going to have a sweet little conversation. And this is a game called the Alphabet Game, a classic. For those of you who've watched Improv before, what's going to happen is they're going to have a conversation, starting with the futuristic phrase that you will be giving us. And what will happen is they will be going through the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know the alphabet. It's the same in the slug world because we stole it from you when we killed you all. That hasn't happened yet, so don't worry about it. But what's going to happen is they're going to keep going up through the alphabet, saying each of their next lines starting with that letter. So let's get some futuristic phrases coming in that we can start off this man thing for. Okay, we've got some cool things. How you? Look at these. Okay, let's start with this because I want to know where this is going to go. So, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Give him a Kellogg's meal pill. TM trademark. Sponsored by Kellogg's meal pills, the best pill for slugs, and he'll eat for a week. So, Sophia, you can start us off and have some fun, guys.
Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Give him a Kellogg's meal pill, TM, and he'll eat for a week. That's what I always say.
Have you always said that? Because it seems like since you got that Kellogg's meal pill sponsorship, you've been saying it a lot more.
I have always said that. I always will say that, and you will hear it again, my son.
Yeah,
Now eat your Kellogg's meal pill.
I think Dad, you've sold out a bit, is my only issue. You know, breakfast has become a bit more one-dimensional ever since that sponsorship deal.
Kellogg's meal pills are not one-dimensional, my son. Kellogg's meal pills have all the great nutrition one will need in a single pill, TM.
Like that, yeah, we're not having any conversations anymore. Everything's just so one-dimensional about the Kellogg's meal pill trademark ending.
My God, my boy, you just continue to disappoint me with your constant need for affirmation and great conversation topics. If you'd had eaten your Kellogg's meal pill, perhaps, just perhaps, you wouldn't be so starved for attention, but satisfied with all the vitamins one can get in a Kellogg's meal pill, TM.
Okay, no need to attack me, all right? I'm just saying it's really become a bit dull in the house, okay? I don't need validation. I'm bored.
Oh, I see how it is. You won't eat your Kellogg's meal pills, even though they are delicious and nutritious. But you just complain. Get out my house. Get out my house, son. You're old enough. Move out.
Please, don't make me leave just over this ridiculous meal pill thing. You're making, what, pennies on the hour for this thing? Why are you so devoted to this terrible sponsorship deal?
Queen told me to do it. Queen told me to do it, and I'm now richer than the Queen who told me to do it. And that is what you become if you actually eat your Kellogg's meal pills.
Right. I respect the opinions of reanimated robot Freddie Mercury just as much as the next person, okay? But I just feel it's come at too high a cost. I feel our relationship as father and son is really suffering.
Son. Stop meta judging everything. Like you're ruining like my contract. Like, you know, it's not good. The cameras everywhere, and you know that's the deal. I gotta advertise the Kellogg's meal pill every time. Kill me, son. Kill me before it gets out of hand. The Kellogg's meal pill won't, because it's just so nutritious.
Tea! Pass the tea, please. Is that true? Are they watching us all this time?
You know it, son. The Kellogg's meal pill is definitely the most nutritious thing. I'd rather have that than the tea. They're watching us.
Very good. I will take this pill. That's nutritious.
Whoa, son! You didn't just take the dog's milk, or did you? Do you know they're actually really, really bad for you? And that's a good sign. I'm just saying. Oh, well, you're gonna be so nutritionally fleshed out now.
Xenu Space Emperor be praised for his bounty, am I right? Xenu Kellogg's meal pill.
Yikes! It's beginning, son. It's beginning.
Zoinks! This was painful.
Beautiful scene. That was beautiful. And I just want to say that we are actually sponsored by Kellogg's, and everything that those people just said was not true. It's a beautiful eat. Beautiful eat. It's a beautiful eat. Eat it now. Eat. But just before we go on to the next game, in which I will need someone to give us a strange expertise. But before then, I have a sponsor to do. So we're not just doing this for free. We're getting some money for this. And let me just take you to our advert right now. Hey! Have you ever thought, there's too much wax in my ear and I need to get rid of it somehow because it's a problem? Well, we have a product for you, the automatic ear dewaxer. Have you ever been in a position like this?
Oh, I've got so much wax in my ears. It's coming out and looks like a large black lump coming out the side of my head, and I can't hear anything, and it's really affecting my day-to-day life as a hearing person.
Well, don't worry about that anymore because the automatic dewaxer of the ears is coming to a place near you now. Don't even listen to me. I'm just an advert slug. Here's our expert slug with the sciencey things.
I use the automatic ear dewaxer, and I think it pulled too much out. My memories are gone, though. I don't remember pain anymore.
Do you hate pain? Do you think pain should go away along with love and affection and all those other pesky emotions? Buy our earwax dewaxer today. You can pick up at any Woolworths. Yes, they came back in the future. Don't at me. Thank you. So that was just an advert for us. Thank you to the automatic ear dewaxers for the sponsor for that. On to our next game. So this is called Alien Interview. And we've been asking for strange expertise because it turns out that Damien is an expert in whatever you guys will give us. And he's being interviewed about this expertise by our wonderful interviewer, Paul. Now, the problem is, Damien is an alien and he doesn't speak our language. But thankfully, Helena does. And she's going to translate what Damien says for us all listening at home. And I can see we've got some funky, crazy things in here. I think this one's a good one, actually. Damien, you're an expert in reverse beekeeping. Take from that what you will. And Paul, take it away.
And we're back with What's the Buzz with Beekeeping. I'm your host, Paul Miller, and today we have a very special expert coming in today from just beyond Sirius Omega. We have Glorpo from the planet. So, Glorpo is a proponent of a very experimental, avant-garde form of beekeeping. But I'll let Glorpo please take the lead.
Skramte. Moiskin skøle was rumte flame.
Thank you. Yes, why keep a bee when, you could let them leave?
Yeah, a very interesting approach to the art of beekeeping. Really, you're coming from a very different tradition, Glorpo. So, tell me, what effect does this have on the honey produced by these bees?
Proski blip 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 boy. Grömbre njaskorte brinki. Njaskromte brinki.
Well, the bees make extremely nice honey if you taste it, but of course it's very hard to find. Very hard to find.
Oh, okay. So it's a little bit more work, but I imagine it's all the more worth it. So, tell me, Glorpo, so these bees are just kind of wandering around the planet. how are the bees of your home planet different to Earth bees, and how does that affect beekeeping?
Oh, Baranski, Rose, blip, 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 Gromb, yep.
Ah, well, our bees are terrifying. If you hear them on the horizon, you must quickly run up into your bee-proof cabinet and enclose yourself.
Okay. Tell me more about these bee-proof cabinets. They sound. Is this the what you use instead of beekeeping suits?
Frankie,
Of course.
Hey, pretty simple then. Yeah. Okay. And finally, what about you? Are a very passionate beekeeper naturally. You work very hard, but you're inspired in more ways by the bees than the average beekeeper. You do make honey, but also you create poems inspired by the noises, the sights, the sounds of bees. Would you do us the honor of perhaps giving us a rendition of one of your poems?
Vos Grempe Foi. Maneski, Flom.
The bees are coming. Ah! Many died to taste their honey.
Wow. I think goes without saying that really hits home for a lot of our beekeeping fans and actual beekeepers at home. So, Glorpo, thank you so much for your time, and to your lovely translator as well. Thank you. I've been Paul Miller with What's the Buzz with Beekeepers. Next week, wasps, good or terrible?
Ooh, I'm going to tune in, definitely, because that's a real thing that's going to happen. Cool. Right, so for this next game, I'm going to need Helena and potentially someone else, but we don't know who yet. You see, what's going to happen is Helena is going to give us a lovely little speech about some random object that you guys have chosen. And in fact, I'm going to choose now. It's going to be a plasma bidet. So Helena's going to write a nice little monologue about plasma bidets and what you can do with them, whatever she wants to talk about. And then what's going to happen is, thank you, Helena's brother. There's no nepotism in this show. And once she's done her speech, we're going to bring in someone else voted in by you guys. So in the chat, give us the name of the person you want to give the next monologue, which is going to be like Helena's, but with a little emotional tweak. So without no further ado, I'm going to let Helena take this one away.
The plasma bidet really changed my life, actually. I never felt like I could get clean enough. I obviously bathe the outside of my body regularly, 4 or 5 times per day, brush the teeth, mouthwash, shave my hair off all over. I'm scrubbing and scrubbing. I can never really feel clean. Then I discovered the plasma bidet. It not only cleans your blood plasma, it cleans it with a blast of boiling hot plasma straight from the sun. So it's ecological, it's cheap, great value for money, and it really helps me feel totally clean inside and out. I only wish I could meet the inventor and shake his hand. But sadly, of course, he's passed away after one too many plasma bidets. Rest in peace.
It's a beautiful speech. I think that was amazing. And there's one vote in. Sophia, you're going to be giving the speech. So
Thanks, Benjamin Brewery.
Thank you to Benjamin Brewery. If I can bring it up. Look, there we go. Sophia, you're doing it. Instead, guys, can we get some emotions written in the chat? Like happy, angry, sad. You know emotions. You felt them. And that's why we're bringing you the earwax remover so you don't have to anymore. But yeah, let's get some emotions coming through into the chat. And then what Sophia's going to do is she's going to try and repeat that speech as best she can remember, which I'm hoping isn't that good, but with this new introduced emotion. So get ready, Sophia. How do you feel? You nervous?
I'm pretty okay. Pretty
Yeah?
neutral. Someone
Okay,
give me
okay.
something difficult.
She wants something difficult. She's saying, bring it on. She's saying, come
So
on,
I'm saying, bring it. Bring it.
bring it.
Make me have to
Bring
get
it.
out of Thesaurus. Come on.
Okay. Okay, this is good television. If someone just has to read a book for a bit, and here we go. They're coming through, and okay, I mean the first one is, I think, one that you'll work with really well, Sophia. Sexually frustrated. You're going to do that speech again, but you're going to be sexually frustrated about these B-days. So proceed.
So I could never really get clean. If you get what I mean. I could never really get clean enough until I found the plasma bidet. Oh, plasma. It doesn't quite get me back. It does well. It does so well, but it doesn't like hit the right spot, if that makes sense. A plasma bidet injects plasma straight from the sun, right up there. Not quite enough. It's just not quite enough. Like, it's frustrating, and it's so addictive. It's so frustrating, and I just, you know what I mean. I don't know what this emotion is, but it's a weird thing to be feeling about one's bidet, to be craving it and also tormented by it.
Beautiful speech. I mean, if the Oscars are watching, and I'm sure they all are, this is it. And also, can I just say how much I appreciate that we just have Dylan Pereira sexually frustrated on the screen. Shout out to you, Dylan. May you get what you're looking for in your future. Okay, cool. So we've got the next game, which is going to be called the Mime Olympics. So what we've got here is Damien is going to be miming a Olympic event in front of us all, with Sophia and Jack giving the commentary underneath. But it's not necessarily the Olympic event we're expecting, because you guys have provided some mundane activities. And I think we've got one here from Alex. Taking out the bins. Damien, you are the world champion. Maybe not yet. Maybe you will be. At taking out the bins. And with that, take it away.
Welcome to the World Championships of taking out the bins. It's like sitting on a pineapple. It's pretty bad, but it's got a few good points. My name is Stuart Brian Percival Teeth.
I'm just going to call you Teeth for short, because boy, howdy, do you grin my life. I'm your usual host, Bob Fucker from CBeebies, and welcome back to the International Bin Taking Out Competition. And here we have Brontosaurus Stegosaurus from the UK, and he's doing an amazing thing, isn't he, Teeth?
Look at that championship work, Mr. Fucker. It's absolute championship. He is stretching his whole body. No, he's rotating the bin as he takes it out. He's going to put it in a spot that doesn't irritate those on the pavement. That's some real consideration there.
That's some real consideration there. It's going to take a lot of work for the Foxes to get into that one. Look at him muscling away. Those rippling pectorals, those roaring biceps, those whimpering triceps, those vocalizing pectorals, just muscles left, right, and center. I cannot think straight anymore, Teeth.
I know you cannot think straight, and that's what your wife told me in bed last night, Mr. Fucker. Anyway, look at that fantastic movement action of pushing that out the driveway and onto the pavement.
I told you not to bring up my personal life in public, Teeth. I'll see you in court. And look at that, he's pushing it onto the table. And now we have the next challenge coming up. Will he put the right coloured bin bags in the right coloured bins? Many people have struggled with this, mainly because they were dogs and could not see colour.
That's true. Dogs cannot see colour, and nor can the woke. But that's terrible, sorry. Anyway, Mr. Fucker, I will bring up your personal life, because quite frankly, your wife tells me you're not straight, and I believe it. I humbly believe it. And you know what else? You don't buy the right bin bag, she tells me. You buy the cheap ones from Wilco that just crash open onto the floor, which is not what happens in this championship. Look at him smelling his fingers. That's
beautiful.
No smell.
I wish I could smell his. Anyway, I've just like my life has cracked open and crumbled to the floor. Damien has masterfully put. Wait, what's that? He's washing his hands.
He's washing his hands. You know,
Very
that's the mark
hygienic,
of a
very
true
topical. He's got
gold
to social
medalist.
distance himself from those bins. But wait, what's that?
But wait, he doesn't dry them properly.
We've got word from the judges. We've got word from the judges. He's put the wrong bin bag in the wrong bin.
Oh dear Lord, that cost you about 14 points, and 14 points is the maximum amount of points. He's disqualified. He's just plain old disqualified. You can only do that for being doped.
It's worse than that. He's also thrown away his car keys in the recycling by mistake, and the truck's taken it. The truck's taken it. Oh,
The truck has taken his car. Disastrous results for Damien. Perhaps he'll come back on another better day, and I'm now going to return home to my sweet life with Bob Fucker's wife.
Fantastic. I'm going to cry into a bin bag. Thank you very much. I'm sorry that Damien, your life is disappointing. You and me both. You and me both.
Not me, though. And good night.
Beautiful. I mean, if that's not a video to send to the Olympic Committee, I don't know what is. The Slug Olympic Committee, I haven't forgotten the theme of this show. Cool. So, now we're going to move on to another game. This is a game in which we've asked for a stupid nonsense word that doesn't currently exist from you guys. And we're going to ask Damien, Helena, and Paul to provide us with potential definitions for these words. Paul has currently turned into a giant black square, so we'll see how that's going for now. But we've got a nonsense word. They're going to provide a definition. And then you, the audience at home, you little sluglings at home, are going to vote on which definition you think is the best one. Now, we're just going to get a confirmation. Paul, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, we cannot see you. So the black square that is Paul is going to submit his definition alongside Damien and Helena. And the nonsense word that we've got today, oh my goodness, Adam, that word is terrifying, is Krub. Kroob. Now, Damien, what is a Krub?
Well, you've made a mistake there straight off the bat. Krub is it's a sort of thing. It's an adjective. Krub describes the sense of satisfaction that a slug has after munching its way through a leaf, and it might just, say to another slug, "How are things going today?" It's, "Well, I'm feeling pretty crude."
Beautiful, beautiful. Helena, what do you say a Krub might be?
Well, it's not a Krub, it's an uncountable noun because it's a liquid. This is a wine, one could say. But rather than grapes, this is wine made from peas, the humble garden pea, trampled underfoot and fermented over 1 or 2 years. A wine that's from mostly grown in North Lincolnshire of the UK, and it can be quite piquant.
Piquant. Lovely word. Okay, well, we've got one more suggestion. Paul, what is Krub?
Yeah, I respect the work of my fellow etymologists, but they're working from, I think, a bit of an archaic background. A Krub is actually a proper noun. It's a brand name, and in the future, it's like a long treat that a child would take in their lunchbox to school, but it's like a frube, which is the kind of long plastic tube filled with yogurt, but instead it's a Krub. So actually what it is in the far future, during the brief cannibalistic period during a great food shortage of 2078, people would have their friends, their chums, their pals, their buddies, ground up into a paste, inserted into these tubes as a form of communion, as a form of as a sort of a friendship ritual, as a sort of a gang initiation. And then you'd suck it up from the tube, and then usually you just then you kind of flap the tube, and it makes a kind of funny noise.
Beautiful. Okay, well, this is now down to you, sluglings in the audience. Could you tell me which slug gave the best definition whilst we're waiting for the votes to come in? Well, first of all, was it Damien? was it Helena or was it Paul hiding subtly behind the comment there? Put your votes in the chat now. Whilst we're waiting for that to happen, Damien, can you put your Krub into a sentence, please?
Yes. After digesting the leaf, my friend felt completely Krub.
Beautiful. Helena, can we get Krub in a sentence?
Oh, I've got a beautiful bottle of 2063 Krub.
Wonderful. And Paul, can we get Krub in a sentence for you, please?
After my Krub, I really feel connected to my schoolyard chums, but I'd like to swap it as well for your mini cheddars.
Beautiful. Okay, we got the votes in. It's looking quite equal here between everybody. So I'm just going to take the next person who puts a comment as the right answer, because this game doesn't actually matter, except that it does. We're adding this to the Slug Dictionary straight after this. And the next one that comes through, I think it's a vote for Helena. Helena, your P-Wine Krub has come through.
Finally,
And,
my life has meaning.
Yes, and as well as getting a meaning to your life, you're also going to get rewarded with your own packet of ground up friends. Whose friends? We don't know. We couldn't find any of yours. I'm so sorry. Okay, so on to the next game. The next game is going to be for everybody who's going to be in. It's called Quickfire Monologues. I ask you guys, could you give me some weird monologue prompted in the chat? It can be pretty much anything. Example, if we've got here is a wizard that can't count, and I'm just going to slam them into our improvisers and see what comes out of the other end. And it's usually going to be a bit weird. So whilst we're doing that, okay, cool. Oh, we've got some people coming in. Okay, Damien. Let's bring up Damien. Damien, you are a cat on his 9th life. Go.
Don't tell anyone, right? But I think I've lost 8 of my lives. I'm a bit worried now because normally I like to go. There's the road over there. I like to run across that. It's quite enticing. There's a tree on the other side, and sometimes there's little birds. You know how they're all sort of fluffy and crunchy and squishy inside. It's just how I like them. I just want to run across and go get them. And then there's the cars that come. And, well, that was like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just, I don't want it to end, man. I like my life. I've got my cushion. I've got this bloke that lives in my house. And I can go up to him and get a nice ticker. He does this nice thing just behind my head, just there, like that. You know, that's nice as well. I don't want it all to be over just because of, oh, it's shiny. Ah!
Wow, who knows what's going to happen at the end of that? I assume something very good. Cool. Helena, your prompt is, you're a kitchen tile that tells all.
Oh, the things I've had spilled on me. Ho ho. These people. Disgusting, if you ask me. Bechamel. That was quite easy to wipe up, though. It's the red wine. I think I've still vaguely tinted from that. Sometimes they come down in the middle of the night barefoot. Little bits of cheese get dropped right on me. Trampled between their bare feet. And they go and get into bed probably with little bits of cheese on their feet. God, people are sick, really. People are sick. At least they give me a good mopping once a week. But it's not enough. It's not enough.
Oh, some real Oscar bait here, guys. We might have to see who gives the best Oscar at the end of all this. Wonderful. Paul, yours is a professional penguin surfer.
Yeah. I hit some pretty good waves out there tonight. I'm pretty happy. I was pretty gnarly. I had today I was using the Emperor. It's a bit longer than what I'm used to, a rock hopper, but yeah, I think I got some pretty good surf. I got a few good barrel rolls. Yeah, it's really good surfing here in Antarctica. The locals, really good vibes, very chill, really gnarly waves as well. And the penguins, particularly straight after hatching season, the male penguins, they're really big, really kind of chunky, really means you get some nice traction on the wave. Yeah, really happy to come back here. Yeah, it's Got great penguins here, great waves, and I love the vibe. Thanks for having me.
Beautiful, very beautiful, Paul. I was really convinced that you were a penguin just then. Amazing acting with your face. Okay, Jack, you are a chicken who's telling the tale of crossing the road.
Gather around, children. It was long time ago. The tale passed down for generations. Me, the wilderness, an endless trek across its great expanse. The sun's shadows spreading and fluting across the surface of the sands like the hands of an ancient clock. And there in front of me, the tarmac yawned ahead of me, from one horizon to the other, a great mass of shimmering industry. I quivered at the precipice, reaching that I might fall into its dark, solid depths. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and I was across. Because that's all it is, isn't it? All of life is a journey, a constant march from birth till death, an endless cycle of stories and laughter and dreams that just stop one day when you reach that road from side to side, the road that allows you to reach the other side.
Rubbish. Okay, the next one is Sophia. Sophia, finally, you are a fish who's terrified of water.
It's all around you, man. It's all around you. You know, ever since they installed them jets in the sea, it's like it's giving out something called 6G. It's in the water, man. It's getting into our brains. It's getting into our gills. That's how they control us. Do you know that? Do you know that's how they control you? We gotta get out of here. We gotta go into space. We gotta get some balls and go straight up and on to join the land people, because they don't have this kind of thing. It's all in the water, okay? I can't live in my own environment because the goddamn establishment wants to know what's in my gills. Kill me.
Wow. I mean,
I was just
powerful there. Okay, so I actually have news coming through from the Slug overlords who are saying that we actually have an Oscar that we can give out to the person who gave the best monologue. So vote down in the comments now. Who gave the best monologue? Was it Damien's Deadly Cat, which frankly was better than anything Andrew Lloyd Webber has ever written? Was it Helena's Tile, who's just traumatized? Or was it Paul's Penguin on the Waves Man? Was it Jack's Chicken recounting very sad chicken things? Or was it Sophia from the Chin Up with her sad fish? Who won? Gosh. Now we just wait for the people to put in what they are.
I mean, I'm just waiting to see who will cross me as I cross that road. What do you guys think?
I don't care. I don't care who wins. No one wins when they've got access to your gills like this.
I mean, the water thing does seem like a big problem objectively, I've got to say. What about you, Kat? Where did you spend your 8 lives?
Where was from the restroom? Well, most of it is just around the house here and that, but yeah, all that talk from that fish, it's made me kind of hungry. If you don't like it in the water, you could jump up on the side here.
I'm gonna. Anything's better than being in control of the system.
Oh, hang on. Oh. I have here in this envelope, not sponsored by Fisherman's Friends, the answer of who won the Oscar for Best Monologue on this show. Oh. It is... Let me click on the right person. It is Paul. Paul with his Penguin Surfer. Congratulations, Paul. You win a lifetime supply of cat lives. Wonderful. Okay, it is time for our final game, everybody. Our final game. And for this, I'm going to need everybody like this, like a panel. Now, I don't know how many people have come to our regular Clickfires out in what they sometimes call the non-slug world, but out there, the game we normally finish with at our quickfires is a game called Sex with Me. So in this game, it should be pretty self-explanatory, but I've been asking you guys for nouns. Keep those nouns coming. I'm going to whip one out right now. That's basically the instructions for the game. Sex with Me is like a speed bump.
Sex with Me is like a speed bump, often orientated at a right angle to the direction of a road.
Sex with Me is like a speed bump, more exciting when you're sitting in the back.
Sex with Me is like a speed bump. I'm definitely slowing down.
Sex with Me is like a speed bump. If you go too fast, it can really do a number on your suspension.
That's beautiful. Okay, let's whip out another, unless Sophia had something to add to the end of that.
No.
The ultimate, the greatest. If not, okay, Sex with Me is like a cheese grater.
Sex with Me is like a cheese grater. You got to stick your fingers up there to get the excess. Thank you.
Sex with Me is like a cheese grater. It's on Sophia's head.
Sex with Me is like a cheese grater. It's on the table while eating pasta.
Sex with Me is like a cheese grater. You've got to rub it the right way.
Sex with Me is like a cheese grater. There's different holes of different sizes depending on which way you orientate it.
Sex with Me is like a cheese grater. If you're not careful, you could lose a finger.
Sex with Me is like a cheese grater. I bought mine at Carluccio's.
I didn't realise they were selling that now.
Oh dear. Well, it's just Amy,
Right.
so it's fine. Our next word
So you
is
have to tip heavily.
tinfoil.
Sex with Me is like tinfoil, a staple of cheap sci-fi movies.
Sex with Me is like tinfoil. It's always, always got to shove a roast dinner in there and it helps you cook.
Sex with Me is like tinfoil. You pay by length.
Sex with Me is like tinfoil. I gotta wrap something hot up in it. I don't know where that went.
We went on a journey.
That came out wrong.
Okay.
Sex with Me is like tinfoil. It loses heat very, very, very quickly.
Beautiful. Okay. Penultimate one, astroturf. Why is sex like an astroturf?
Sex with Me is like astroturf. It's not as nice as an actual lawn.
Sex with Me is like astroturf. Beware that friction, you're gonna get burned.
Sex with Me is like astroturf. It's just spread out on the floor in certain areas of Wimbledon.
Sex with Me is like astroturf. Slippery when wet.
Oh. Just let that hang in the air for a bit, guys.
Barney's face.
We're not going to get cancelled. It's all fine. Oh, yeah, go
Sex
on.
with Me is like astroturf. You got to roll some balls across it. That's what it's for.
There you go. Perfect. I'm scared of what you think sex education is, Sophia.
Sex with Me is like astroturf. Environmentally unfriendly.
Okay, the final one for today comes from Dave. A mirror.
Ooh.
Sex with Me is like a mirror. It really tells you a lot about yourself.
Sex with Me is like a mirror. It will give you 7 years bad luck.
If you smash it.
Yeah, if you smash it.
If you smash it.
There's layers to that one. There's layers.
It's layers. It's like a mirror.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sex with Me is like a mirror. It's often quite reflective and it shows your greatest flaws in startling detail.
Sex with me is like a mirror. Everything's backwards.
Sex with me is like a mirror. It gets quite steamy in the bathroom.
Sex with me is like a mirror. It's best up against the wall.
Sex with me is like a mirror. There's a whole hall of it at the fun fair where people go in to look funny.
Sex with me is like a mirror. I prefer the antiques.
Sex with me is like a mirror. It makes budgies really angry.
One more.
Sex with me is like a mirror. You can speak and it will tell you who's the fairest of them all.
Beautiful. And on that wonderful punchline, we're going to say thank you very much, everybody, for coming along today. We have been the Cambridge Impronauts, and if you want to hear more about us, feel free to, I've always wanted to do this, feel free to smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
Give that subscribe button a cheeky slap on its subscribey button bum, and with permission. And then, hey,
I'm
press
sure
the
that button
notification bell.
always-
Is there a notification thing? I don't know. Hit that. Join us on
Ring our
YouTube.
bell.
We're hoping to do
Ring
this
the bell.
again.
You got to ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Ding, ding,
Ring
ding,
that
ding.
bell.
Ding,
Ring
ding,
that bell. Ring
Ring
that
that
bell.
bell.
Ring
This
Ring
so
that
much
that
so well
bell.
with the lag, guys. Okay.
Ring that
Also,
bell.
you can find us on Facebook. Type in the Cambridge Impronauts into Facebook. Whack at us a like on Twitter. We also have an Instagram at the Impronauts. And yeah, I
No,
hope
no,
you
at
enjoyed
Impronauts.
it. At
Not
Impronauts.
the
Thank you,
Impronauts.
social media director. I know what I'm talking about. And yeah, we've been the Impronauts. I've been Barney the Slug Lord. I'd like to say personally that you've all very much pleased me, Sluglings, and I'm proud of you all. Except you. You know who you are.
That's me.
And also, my Sluglings are going to say goodbye. Say goodbye, Slugs.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Trying to find the outro button. Keep waving.
Bye.
There it is.
Smile away, boys.